Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Oakland Raiders. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And off we go from Oakland. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now on first down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. DeAndre Washington, his first carry. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Washington. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 34. Yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
319! 319!
Here's Ty Montgomery, former star at nearby Stanford. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant to the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And now Oakland ready to take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in the diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it. And here we are today.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. On 1st, here's Washington. Mike Daniels makes the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Cover 0. 3 down.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's got this down to the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Carr now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3.
Shotgun now for Carr. And Cook has it, left side. And he gets it down to the 32. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when, and he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Carr to throw. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. He finds Roberts, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, here's Carr. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Carr. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Go to 50. 58.
Now a toss. This is West. And some space here. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Rodgers. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. On play action, Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That'd be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Carr gives it off to Washington. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. This will be fielded at the 17. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And left side here, it's Graham. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Blue 58!
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Let's go, come on.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Snap comes at 1. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. Now Jones. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They get it to him running left. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll try to run it in with Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go with Washington to begin the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first down, Carr. And this is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. Connects it to Roberts, right side. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Carr. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Clark in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now Carr. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin here with a run by West. find some space up to about the 25. The All-Pro in two positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Shoot.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he slides to avoid the hit. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The leg work there getting him the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 1st down, Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They go play action here on 1st down. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And now the Packers get set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
3rd quarter started with a run from Montgomery. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last run, so here is 2nd and 7 from the 28.
58!
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Graham. 2 former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers fighting his tight end, Graham. Packer 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. And Graham's got it, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
319! 258! Hey, check 26!
To throw is Rodgers. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Packers. Equanimous St. Brown, 60 yards. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Well, his first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Crosby on now to kick it away. Switzer now to return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Carr on the give. It's Washington. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr with it, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
On the toss, there goes West. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Charkandrick West taking it in from 11 yards out. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 21-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. Switzer now to return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it. Yes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. On play action, it's Carr. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Kenny Clark. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 15. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bruce Irvin not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's West. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And an alley to run. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, 3rd quarter down in Arizona. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 right at the 30. Shotgun now for Carr. And Cook has it left side. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Carr now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, Carr. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Carr now on first down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, it's Carr. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper from 19 yards away. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
The drive begins with a handoff to West. Oh, and now West lost the football. It's out, and the Raiders have recovered.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
All right, get set, fellas. Right, Chief.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. On 2nd down, here's Carr. That's complete right around the 8. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2.
3 down.
To throw is Carr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
They start on the ground with West. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got some space here. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Carr. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Carr now on 1st down. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. To the right side and complete to Washington. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Kenny Clark in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Carr. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Raiders on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Nick Perry with a pick. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. On play action, Rodgers able to power through. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a 1st down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
That's fine. Yeah.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run it with West. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Hey, let's go. Come on.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now West. And he's got room. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 9 yards on the run there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Equanimous St. Brown. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Packers add on to their lead. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Crosby on now to kick it away. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. On play action, now Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Carr, got to have this one. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this is going to be Packer football. And they're going to come up empty here on 4th down.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. And they will take a knee here. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Green Bay, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.